first stage of the process is to produce an exact replica or pattern of the required casting. This is made by injecting wax into a die. The wax pattern is then assembled onto a wax feeder system. Each assembly or tree may have just one large pattern or many small patterns. The wax assembly is then dipped into high-grade ceramic slurry by a large robot. This is the most important coating, as the metal will lie next to it when poured into the mold. Whilst the thin slurry coating is still wet, larger particles of ceramic are dropped onto the wet surface to build a thicker coat. After drying, this coating process or investment process is repeated several times, building a shell mold thickness appropriate to the size of casting and metal to be cast. After the finished shell mold is dried, the wax is melted out in a steam autoclave, hence the name lost wax process. The molds are fired at over 1000 degrees centigrade to remove any remaining wax and to strengthen the mold. Molten metal is then poured into the molds whilst they are still hot, enabling the metal to run into thin wall sections. After cooling, the ceramic shell mold is broken away, and each casting is cut away from the feeder system. The castings are carefully fettled, blasted and heat treated. A setting operation may also be required. Material testing, X-ray, dye penetrant or machining can then be carried out if required.
Centrifugal casting. Have you ever wondered which type of casting is used to manufacture a hollow cylindrical metal pipe? The answer is centrifugal casting. Now the question arises, what is centrifugal casting? Why it has been used? Here is the answer. Centrifugal casting is a metal casting process that uses centrifugal force to form cylindrical parts. Centrifugal casting is chiefly used to manufacture stock materials in standard sizes for further machining. The basic setup of centrifugal cast consists of ladle, pouring basin, rollers, motor, and the mold. Now let's see how it works. The mold rotates continuously about its axis at high speed. On the other hand, superheated liquid metal is introduced into the center of the pouring basin. Molten metal gets poured directly to the rotating mold without the use of runners or gating system because of the centrifugal force present in the spinning cast mold. After that, molten metal is taken out from rotating rollers. The mold is then allowed to cool down evenly and gradually so that the metal does not get blistered and rendered.